The Land of the Dead. Odysseus and his men sailed to Aeolia, where Aeolus, king of the winds, sends Odysseus on his way with a gift, a sack containing all the winds except the favorable west wind. When they are near home, Odysseus's men open the sack, letting loose a storm that drives them back to Aeolia. Aeolus casts them out, having decided that they are detested by the gods. They sail 7 days and arrive in the land of the Laestrygonians, a race of cannibals. These creatures destroy all of Odysseus's ships except the one he is sailing in. Odysseus and his reduced crew escape and reach Aea, the island ruled by the sorceress goddess Circe. She transforms half of the men into swine. Protected by a magic herb, Odysseus demands that Circe change his men back into human form. Before Odysseus departs from the island, a year later, Circe informs him that in order to reach home, he must journey to the land of the dead, Hades, and consult the blind prophet Tiresias. We bore down on the ship at the sea's edge and launched her on the salt immortal sea, stepping our mast and spar in the black ship, embarked the ram and ewe, and went aboard in tears with bitter and sore dread upon us. But now a breeze came up for us astern, a canvas-bellying land breeze, hail shipmate sent by the singing nymph with sunbright hair. So we made fast the braces, took our thwarts, and let the wind and steersman work the ship with full sail spread all day above our coursing, till the sun dipped, and all the ways grew dark upon the fathomless, unresting sea. By night our ship ran onward toward the ocean's bourne, the realm and region of the men of winter, hidden in mist and cloud. Never the flaming eye of Helios lights on those men at morning when he climbs the sky of stars, nor in descending earthward out of heaven. Ruinous night being rove over those wretches. We made the land, put ram and ewe ashore, and took our way along the ocean stream to find the place foretold for us by Circe. There Perimedes and Eurylochus pinioned the sacred beasts. With my drawn blade I spaded up the votive pit and poured libations round it to the unnumbered dead. Sweet milk and honey, then sweet wine, and last clear water, and I scattered barley down. Then I addressed the blurred and breathless dead, vowing to slaughter my best heifer for them before she calved at home in Ithaca, and burn the choice bits on the altar fire. As for Tiresias, I swore to sacrifice a black lamb, handsomest of all our flock. Thus, to assuage the nations of the dead, I pledged these rites, then slashed the lamb and ewe, letting their black blood stream into the well pit. Now the souls gathered stirring out of Erebus, brides and young men, and men grown old in pain, and tender girls whose hearts were new to grief. Many were there, too, torn by brazen lance-heads, battle-slain, bearing still their bloody gear. From every side they came and sought the pit with rustling cries, and I grew sick with fear. But presently I gave command to my officers to flay those sheep the bronze cut down, and make burnt offerings of flesh to the gods below, to sovereign Death, to pale Persephone. Meanwhile I crouched with my drawn sword to keep the surging phantoms from the bloody pit till I should know the presence of Tiresias. One shade came first, Elpenor of our company, who lay unburied still on the wide earth as we had left him, dead in Circe's hall, untouched, unmourned, when other cares compelled us. Now when I saw him there I wept for pity, and called out to him, "How is this, Elpenor? How could you journey to the western gloom swifter afoot than I in the black lugger?" He sighed, and answered, "Son of great Laertes, Odysseus, master mariner and soldier, bad luck shadowed me and no kindly power. Ignoble death I drank with so much wine. I slept on Circe's roof, then could not see the long steep backward ladder coming down and fell that height. My neck bone, buckled under, snapped, and my spirit found this well of dark. Now hear the grace I pray for, in the name of those back in the world, not here, your wife and father, he who gave you bread in childhood, and your own child, your only son Telemachus, long ago left at home. When you make sail and put these lodgings of dim death behind, you will moor ship, I know, upon Aea Island. There, O my lord, remember me, I pray. Do not abandon me unwept, unburied, to tempt the gods' wrath while you sail for home. But fire my corpse and all the gear I had, and build a cairn for me above the breakers, an unknown sailor's mark for men to come. Heap up the mound there, and implant upon it the oar I pulled in life with my companions. He ceased, and I replied, Unhappy spirit, I promise you the barrow and the burial. So we conversed, and grimly at a distance, with my longsword between, guarding the blood while the faint image of the lad spoke on. Now came the soul of Anticlea, dead, my mother, daughter of Autolycus, dead now though living still when I took ship for holy Troy. Seeing this ghost I grieved, but held her off through pang on pang of tears, till I should know the presence of Tiresias. Soon from the dark that prince of Thebes came forward, bearing a golden staff, and he addressed me. Son of Laertes and the gods of old, Odysseus, master of landways and seaways, why leave the blazing sun, O man of woe, to see the cold dead and the joyless region? Stand clear, put up your sword. Let me but taste the blood, I shall speak true. At this I stepped aside, and in the scabbard let my long sword ring home to the pummel silver, as he bent down to the somber blood. Then spoke the prince of those with gift of speech. Great captain, a fair wind and the honey lights of home are all you seek. But anguish lies ahead. The God who thunders on the land prepares it, not to be shaken from your track, implacable, in rancor for the son whose eye you blinded. One narrow strait may take you through his blows. Denial of yourself, restraint of shipmates. When you make landfall on Thrinacia first, and quit the violet sea, dark on the land you'll find the grazing herds of Helios, by whom all things are seen, all speech is known. Avoid these kine. Hold fast to your intent, and hard seafaring brings you all to Ithaca. But if you raid the beeves, I see destruction for ship and crew. Though you survive alone, bereft of all companions, lost for years, under strange sail shall you come home, to find your own house filled with trouble, insolent men, eating your livestock as they court your lady. Aye, you shall make those men atone in blood. But after you have dealt out death, in open combat or by stealth, to all the suitors, go overland on foot, and take an oar, until one day you come where men have lived with meat unsalted, never known the sea, nor seen sea-going ships with crimson bows and oars that fledge light hulls for dipping flight. The spot will soon be plain to you, and I can tell you how. Some passer-by will say, What winnowing fan is that upon your shoulder? Halt, and implant your smooth oar in the turf and make fair sacrifice to Lord Poseidon. A ram, a bull, a great buck boar. Turn back, and carry out pure hecatombs at home to all wide heaven's lords, the undying gods, to each in order. Then a sea-born death soft as this hand of mist will come upon you when you are wearied out with rich old age, your countryfolk in blessed peace around you. And all this shall be just as I foretell.